Are we live? Is this happening? Are we here? Did I make it? I think I'm a little late. Are you live? Is it Friday? Are we here together? This rock community that we love. You guys, I'm so happy to see you tonight. What's going on? Let me just sit back and hear what's going on from all of y'all. It looks like Ryan is in the house. Howdy, Ryan. That Opal guy is here, and that Opal guy has been hanging out for a little bit. Thank you so much for coming early. And Patricia's Creations is here. Good to see you too. And we've got Ma. Of course, we got Ma with the obligatory yay! And she's one of your wrenches this evening. If you have any needs while we're on our flight tonight, why go ahead and ask Ma. Or I think that Rufotris said that he was going to be lurking and working, getting ready for Tucson, no doubt. We've got J&V Rock Hounding also wielding a wrench. And so if you need any of those kinds of services this evening, go ahead and hit those guys up. Vicky is also here, the V and the J and the V of the rock hounding variety. And it's good to see you, of course. Soul Adventurist is here with a hearty 5x5. Thank you for helping me know that we got all the wheels on the ground and we're not burning any of those out. It looks like Stevie Stones is in the house, and you look like a new face. Welcome into this crazy rock crowd. We all have a really good time here together, and I'm glad that you are joining us. Boot the Spicy Ghost is here tonight, as well as Tomcat Josh. Good to see you. I hope that you are staying warm. I hope that you all are staying warm this evening. It is a bit chilly around the way. We were having spectacular weather, and that went south. I like literally. I think that we're having our northerliness back. We also have Allison Prairie Girl Rocks, and she is a lurking and a working as well. And she is also one of your trusty rusty wrenches if you need any help. Blind Squirrel Rocks is here in the house. Good to see you, Squirrel. Some of y'all, like Jeff, during his video, crunching along on icy ground, picking up cold rocks. I salute you, because that's some pretty seriously committed rock hounding, you guys. And I love seeing the rock hounding in the cold. So thank you guys for treating us to that. I know that some of y'all have some snow on the ground. Did I see a Bob's Rocks in the house? I did. And did you guys see on Discord Bob's Rocks' little baby goat? He's got a new goat already this year. It's off to a good start. Yay! There's nothing cuter. I don't know, maybe baby lambs. I don't know if there's any other kind of lamb, actually. But yeah, those guys. And I think I said, I did. I said hello already to OG, but Julie is also in the house. And I'm wondering if you're checking in from Tucson or if you're checking in from at home already. I hope that you guys are having a good time or had some safe travels as you were booking along. It looked like it was a good time. Oh no. And it looks like somebody forgot the eggs at the store. That's a travesty of justice. I'm so sorry. And home still excellent. And 69 degrees in the desert today for Bob's Rocks. That's got to be some kind of a record around here for all of us cold folks. So I'll just bask in the thoughts of the desert. I'm a desert girl. I'm a beach girl too. Like, the desert just has more sand and less water than the beach. So I love them both. I'm sure we all have our preferences, but there be some really, really nice rocks in the desert, at least the ones that are in the Oregon deserts. You don't really think of Oregon having deserts, but we do. It's a beautiful high desert situation. Oh my gosh, are you even kidding me? 86? Get out of here. I'm so jealous. That sounds fantastic. So Jeff must be truck hounding around and picking up not only great rocks, but also warm, warm, warm temperatures. That's fantastic. Okay, here we have the explanation. I was cruising down by Fort Walton Beach. That's where I want to be. That sounds like a beach that I would like to be rather than this one here. We're getting a squall right now. Like it's if we lose connection, that's why there was some lights out through town today as I was driving through. Like wind be a thing around here. People are telling Jeff, shut up. Shut up about that warm weather. I know some of y'all can't be working your lapidary saws and cabbing machines because of frozen water. So that is quite the antithesis, that 86-degree wood. And no wood off this saw yet. I have to get the big saw going for that, and unfortunately, we've been dragging heels a bit. And I'm saying hi to our favorite ceramicist. I was trying to blend the two words, uh, Kirk Hoyer, and he is waiting for a slab off of like big pet wood that he gave me. Awesome, 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 awesome stuff. Can't wait to see the inside of that. But yeah, the 20-inch saw has to get turned over for that. And that's been a little bit of a slow process, as you can see, but good things come in time. And so when we do get the big saw running, oh, there's such a big queue. It's and when I say big queue, I mean big queue. It almost sounded like a whole nother word when I blended those two words together. Slow down. Hey, everybody, it's Friday. It's Friday, and we should all. I have the wrong mug for Kirk tonight. What's in your moose? But cheers to you. Slow down. It's Friday. We can all chillax together, talk these rocks tonight, and be healthy and warm. So hydrate real quick. That's good. Little kombucha in there. So tonight we are gathered here to talk about rocks. We've got some slabs that are fresh off of the saw, the little saw, Kirk, not the big one, unfortunately. That'll come up soon, and then we'll have bigger things to look at. We also are going to look at phase 2 of the cab contest over there on the Discord. We're going to show some of those beautiful works of art. And then you have until midnight tonight, if you are over on our Discord, to cast your vote for who wins the cab contest. And then we'll have a new winner, which means there's going to be a February contest that the new winner gets to pick the subject for. And so all sorts of excitement. We've got a guest coming on for that. And so we're going to go ahead and bring that guest on. It's that new face that we all know and love.
Hi, everybody.
It's Jahik, Freeform Lapidary.
Yep.
Or
That's
Caleb.
Me. Caleb.
Whichever.
Everyone seems to be struggling with the transition a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, we're kind of like rocks, We're kind of set in our ways. Yeah. All right. Yep, it's Jahik. And so yeah, see, like in the chat, I don't know if you can see it, like you're right. You're never gonna cast away that nomenclature, but
that's okay.
We'll embrace the freeform lapidary part of it.
Perfect.
And so you've got one video out as freeform lapidary really quickly, so that anybody who's new in the chat or that's lurking out there, what even of this confusion are we speaking of? What is this new thing?
It's just a channel to put out the content that I'm for my lapidary, my rock hounding, some equipment stuff when I get to that point. Just to share and bring you guys along with me as I try to learn a little bit more. I know a bit, but there's always more to learn. and just show you what I work on. I love what I do, and so do seemingly a lot of people. So just want to take you guys along. And as far as the rock counting, the Central Coast here in California is really diverse for the geology, and there's a lot of cool spots to check out. So everything from fossils to agates and wood and all kinds of stuff. So it'll be fun to bring you guys along for that.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. And you are like humble pie. I mean, if anybody's seen Jahik's work, just if we can tote along while you learn things, then that would be great.
Perfect.
And interesting thing here, really quick. Betty said that she joined Discord and was instantly banned.
Oh, that's really weird. Never heard
Yeah,
of that happening.
me neither. Like I think that from our group, there's only been, is it one? I think. And it wasn't Betty, so
No.
I don't know
Did
what happened there.
Was it right? Did you actually join the server? Like when you got into the server, it insta banned you? There must have been something, I don't know, something malicious or something that it picked up on. I'm not sure. Because that's pretty uncommon to happen.
You know, Caleb here is crazy with the ban hammer.
Well, I got it somewhat recently, so I just got to make my mark. Had to be somebody.
Right. No, seriously. Betty, I hope that you will sign up again, because we just don't do that at our group. I mean, you have to try super duper hard.
Definitely, and if you try joining again and it happens or it won't let you, try to get a hold of Discord support and see if they can get you through. Because I'm sure there's no legitimate reason why you would be getting insta banned. So, and it definitely, we joke, but it was not anyone on the server.
Hearty hello to John Saucer Hunter. Yay!
Hey,
I'm glad
Sauce Runner.
you're here. And I hope that you're getting your technology together because we miss you. And I like that you remember about coconuts. I keep on calling her Julie. Uh, oh, that was a good time,
That
actually.
was.
And I'm just making sure that I'm not missing anybody. Oh, Scott is in the house. Good to see you too, Scott. And I hope that you're staying warm as well. I think it's even colder as we go east from here. And so we are tangenting, but the actual one of the actual reasons that we're here is we are wrapping up our very first cab contest. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Jahik?
Okay, so we're running a traditional cabochon contest that'll be each month of the year. Each month we'll have a theme. Karen chose the first theme being the rockacosm, which is something that's in the rock that looks like out of the rock. Could be a tree, a face, a fish, all kinds of different things can apply there. Just whatever your mind sees. And it's cool because you might see something one way and somebody else will see something a different way, and we can kind of play off that and have fun. Um, the contest each month will last about 3 weeks and then a little less than a week for a voting period. Encourage everybody to come on, check out the submissions once the submission threads open. Come check out what people have been creating. Themes could be all kinds of different things. Could be shapes, could be colors, could be a theme of some other sort, like winter theme or just whatever somebody creates. So it'd be cool to see what everybody comes up with throughout the year. But come on over, check it out. It's fun. Everyone is welcome to participate in making a cab and entering it as long as you fall within the guidelines. And then everybody in the Discord is welcome to come vote. The idea was to bring everybody in the Discord together to participate together.
Excellent. And I really do think that that is something that's going on with this, because not only we're about to see some of the submissions, but we not only brought some people in that actually performed their first cab
Yeah.
while they were trying this, but also uh, as far as the folks that have been watching and voting, I did notice on the vote count that we had quite a few votes, and
Yeah.
so it's not everybody, And you still have a chance to vote, of course,
Of
as
course.
far as the number of folks that are part of the Discord and the number of votes that we have in the cab contest. But it is supposed to be all inclusive, and so not only can anybody submit one, a cab for this contest, but you can go ahead and vote one time,
Yep.
one time per head that you have.
Yeah.
Um, and so we're actually gonna go ahead. It looked like you were about to say something.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I think you had said this earlier, but midnight tonight is the time frame or the end of the poll time. So at midnight tonight, I'll close it out. We'll do a tally, see who wins. I'll announce a winner in the thread, and then they can get started. I'll probably give the person a few days to kind of figure out an idea for a theme, and then we'll jump right into the next one.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm so excited. I kind of opted out on this one since I got to choose the subject. I was like, okay, that's not fair. But like next month, I'm definitely going to take part. And
Sweet.
really quick from John, uh, suggesting to clear the cookies, and I thought that was like actually a really good suggestion. And so a lot of times when we have little hiccups, a lot of us are really super good at like some of the like setting metal on fire, and perhaps making a rock do your bidding, and yet the side of hopping on to some of this technology might be like you want to throw rocks at it. And so thank you for making that suggestion. And I like this. Where did that go from? Ryan. Well, you need to win, Ryan. Faceted cabs next month.
um,
That would be
Probably not.
awesome.
That would go outside the base guidelines of the contest, which is to create a
Ah,
traditional cabochon. Sorry, Ma.
oh. All right. Oh yeah, I guess you're that was a bit of premonition there that I'm a late to the party for. Okay. And so while Opal Guy is nom nom noming the cookies, we're gonna bring this up. And this is McLeod's. Whoa, stop going too fast. Let me take this back. Let's try that. Nope, not far enough. There we go. Oh, it's in the crossfade. There we go. All right. And so this is McLeod's cabochon, and it looks like it's made out of some really fancy red moss agate. And
Yeah.
this was one of the submissions that was a first ever cabochon.
Yeah, did an incredible job. The Not only is the shape really uniform, I'm personally love long ovals like that. The girdle and where the dome starts is really well defined. The polish looks pretty good. This was really impressive for a first cab.
Oh, insanely impressive for a first cab. I can't say that any of my first cabs look like this.
I know mine didn't.
So, McClouds, if you are flying around in the clouds in the chat or looking out there, congratulations on an amazing first attempt at a cab. I'm super excited to see what comes off of your wheels. If this is just if we've only just begun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it sounds like they're putting in a lot of effort. I was talking to him today, and looks like he's got some good things cooking for himself. And yeah, I'm excited to see what else they do.
oh heck yeah. All right. And so and I love how many gloves I see in these pictures. It kind of cracks me up. Like everybody keep a glove count going. And so here we've got squalid globe.
Yeah.
And yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about this guy?
I believe they described it as being a trout when they submitted it, and I am right there with you. I can see that. Not only aside from the little fisheye there, that color pattern is just amazing, and the contrast between both sides in the center of that cab and the shape are just awesome. Also,
Yeah.
another first time cutter.
Isn't that insane? And you got to be feeling kind of good about the inspiration here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Get out there and do it. You can cut a really nice cab on your first try if you want.
Yeah, look at this. Now this should not like give you any cold feet. that you have to like do something like this on your first go round, but it can happen. And yeah, when I saw those little orbiculars down there, and it does remind you so much of the way that the trout looks,
Yeah.
oh my
hmm
gosh, I was like, oh, nailed it.
I
Yeah,
was
this
super
is
impressed with this one.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this is the one I voted for, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
I
all
like it.
right. We're divulging
A
preferences.
little bit. A little bit. I mean, it's not completely a secret. You can, for those that don't know, you can see on the Discord once you voted.
Yes, you can. And I decided, since I was opting out of the actual contest, I would actually opt out completely. And yet, like, it would have been such a hard choice.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, so many cool things. And so just wanted to say hi to Kyle, and massive blanket howdy to everybody from Kyle, which is actually the easiest way to do it.
That's my MO right there. Hey everybody. Or everyone.
Right. Like, I try to, like, type out everybody with hearts and stuff like that. Like, takes about a half an hour to enter a chat. Okay, so, Squalid Globe, like, cheers to you and your name, and then also your incredible trout. Now, as a jewelry maker, before we go on to the next one, I have to say that there's something to be said for making a gorgeous piece of artwork just out of the rock. And that is the lapidary art. It is an art form, you guys. And so,
hmm
awesome creativity, and it knows no bounds. And
Nope.
then there's the secondary situation where maybe that cabochon is going to go on to somebody else's hands to create a setting for it. This absolutely ignited my excitement for, like, I wanted it to make a piece of jewelry out of. And so, because, like, oh wow, like, think about maybe a mixed metal design where there might be both Kumbu gold and then also maybe some copper, where you could create some scaling and,
Oh
just
yeah.
ride those orbiculars out into the body of the metal. And so that's I think that that's something that I think about when I'm making cabochons, but also, maybe something that you can keep in your mind as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think about that too sometimes when I'm in my shaping process. Some things work really good as like uniform or a certain shape, and I do kind of think about how it might look if I'm kind of envisioning it as maybe a ring stone or versus a pendant or something really large, because I do cut fairly large cabs sometimes. Just kind of like the idea of what someone could do with it other than just like a simple setting.
Yeah. Yeah, and so and sometimes, as a jewelry maker, you just go like, that cab needs the as minimal
Mm.
fussing as possible. Like, it just needs to, can I insinuate a frame around it where I don't take anything away from it?
Yeah,
And
sometimes the
so
stone is
yeah.
just there. It needs to be the center of attention.
Yep. One of my art teachers always said that the frame should be like the pimp. And so, sometimes as the jewelry maker, that's what I'm thinking is like, sometimes you just want to, like, just present, and then other times you're just creatively ignited. Like, I wanted to make the point with this cab. And so either is fine, guys. We'll move
Exactly.
on to the next one as I'm blithering away over this gorgeous cab. And we've got Rufotris here.
With a nice little black mushroom looking thing or an atomic cloud.
Yeah, that still works. Mushroom cloud, definitely.
Yeah.
All fuzzy and full of, like, plenty of carbon to share around. I really liked this. A lot of times with the Montana agates, you see the trees. It's very dendritic, and so I like that we selected a mushroom here for this one.
Yeah. And it's very obvious where your direction is drawn, and that's something I think about with the type of theme that this is, because some of them it can be kind of muddled, it can be kind of hard to see, or there's different ways to look at it. This is just like it is what it is, and I like it.
Yeah, and so this also, I think that the shape of the cabochon, given what it is that you're trying to frame within the cabochon, is always an interesting selection. And the way that this one's presented, it's actually mimicking the shape of the thing that it's framing.
Yeah,
And so as you
absolutely.
yeah, as you're selecting, this is, I guess this is kind of like a spin-off from last week where we were talking about some of this stuff like how you cab, you know. And so this is like maybe part 2 is like when you're choosing those different shapes and how to frame, you can think about like, oh well, I have never tried a free form shape before, but maybe I follow the thing that I'm trying to frame, I can just echo that shape or something. These are
Yeah.
cues that you can take from the stone.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Nice. And it looks like Rick Smith is with us as well. Good to see you tonight, Rick. Everybody is pitching their positives back and forth about how much fun the cab contest is, and so thank
Awesome.
you. And Great Basin Selections said squid ink. Yeah,
Squid ink. Oh, that's a good one.
it is a good one, and Kyle is tripping. Uh, feels feels like he's seeing UFOs this evening. Excellent. Come along on the ride with us. Um, but that thing about the squid ink, I actually opened up black a blue black agate from here on the central coast of Oregon, and instead of being blue on the inside, that was part of the rind on the outside, and inside it looked like squid ink, and it was so appropriate because it was a beach agate. And
Yeah,
so
that's
I
cool.
was like, "Wow, yeah, that's floating around somewhere." And it actually like looked like it had, some of the squid tendrils, in the ink. It was really really super fancy. And so
Sweet.
feel free to take the cues from your cabs and just have a little trip. Go ahead. And it looks like Silverback is with us. Oh, and Sonia, I saw you earlier. Thank you so much for coming. And it looks like also Rocky Mountain Bear. I thought I saw some other colors coming through the chat. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. And we'll go on to the very next one, which is Ma.
Uh,
Yep. Nice tone.
Love you, Ma.
And tell us a little something about this here.
Oh, it's Montana Agate. And she did something, she took a very unique approach with this one where she did multiple layers and kind of created a scene within the rock, which I thought was a pretty interesting way to accomplish this. Um, Maybe a little less tradish than just like finding what's naturally there, but it is naturally there in the stones. And I love um, the final composition of it with that dark sepia kind of sky line going on there. And I think this was a really unique approach. It's cool, the clear on top, just to let um, to get like the height and the dome of the stone, but letting the actual elements within the Montana agate come through really well. Really fun. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. And so flexing on some triplet skills here. And so
Mm-hmm.
to explain what's going on here in the picture, we have the slab. Um and then you can see in the middle, we have the triplet. And so we have the Montana agate on the bottom, also dendrites of Montana agate in the middle, and then quartz on top. And then on the very bottom of the slide, you can see the triplet stacked there from the side or profile of the cabochon, which was part of the assignment. You had to show the rough material, and then you had to show like that you took your cab from, and then you had to show the side of the cabochon so that you could show that it had like the appropriate doming, that it was a classic cab, and then a front shot so that we can see how rad it is.
Yeah. A little note I'd like to add to this, just for some clarity. Some people were talking about it, whether or not it was like a traditional cabochon or something like that, and it does. It falls under what the the cutting requirements of a traditional cabochon are. Even though it's a triplet, and the way I kind of justify that when I was thinking about that, if we had someone suggest an opals for a theme, and someone created an opal doublet or triplet, I wouldn't not let them enter because they chose to do that, because that is a thing that we do in lapidary. So, everything's good with this. And it's
Right
a
on.
fantastic cab.
I'm glad that you clarified that, because I got some questions too. And yeah, not only is this a lapidary technique that is part of cab manipulation and working, but also it would be one mighty good you know contest idea. Because I think that it would be a wonderful opportunity and somewhat eye-opening, those of you who are into cabs, to ever make a doublet or a triplet, because it's a thing. It can be difficult, it can be joyful, it can be eye-opening. It's just another portal into some opportunities with your cab making that isn't a bad muscle to flex.
Not at all. And it takes skill to do this. To get it right where there's no bubbles showing and no issues with the resin and stuff or epoxy. This takes skill, and then to get everything nice and flat so it's all seamless. It's not easy. Takes some work and
Yeah,
some effort.
yeah. And bubbles and epoxy and all the things. There's things. And so good stuff. And then it looked like we had somebody new in the chat over there. I think Wisconsin Rockstalker, good to see you. And it looks like Ma put the link to the Discord up. So if you're not part of our Discord, you are invited. And there's links. And if you don't have one right now, go ahead and scroll up, or you can ask Ma to put that into the chat again. It's an invite group, and so that link that you get tonight on the chat, I think it's got like a 48-hour expiration or something like that. And the only reason why we do that, everybody's invited, but we obviously we don't want bots and weirdness. We want you guys. We
Right.
want the folks that hang out with us and enjoy the rocks, and you know. So that was Muzz, and applause for that beautiful submission. And then the next one that we have here is Sir Roxalot. And you want to chat about this one, Jahik?
I can't really tell what material it is, but it does look pretty neat. It leaves the imagination wondering what we might be envisioning in this. So maybe you guys in the comments or in the chat can tell us what you guys might think of this. But looks like a
Yeah.
well-made cab.
Yeah, absolutely. We're missing the side shot, and so again, as far as I don't know actually. In no, actually, it wasn't. This is the first picture is actually a video, but I don't
Uh,
believe we got a side shot of this, did we?
oh, you know what? We probably didn't, and that's my mistake. I should have caught that. I think I overlooked that.
Yeah, and so I like a dragon egg. And we've got rock inception going on here. Yeah, eggies. And so yeah, it's cool as far as what this particular invitation for uh this challenge, to see something in the rock. I kind of like that, because you're encouraging the viewer to interact with your rock.
Right.
What do you see?
Hmm.
And actually, upon closer surveillance of this particular one, I don't know if you guys can see the plumes. There's like a glare of light, and then there's a lower glare of light. And if you triangulate to the left, there's like 3 or 4 little plume, like like
Oh
paw
yeah.
prints, and I'm really enjoying that. And and so this did turn out to be a good cab, even if
Yeah.
like if you don't see anything, you can enjoy the show. But maybe we've got like maybe Bigfoot or something is walking around in there. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a good one. I like that.
I think if you stare at these things long enough, you are going to see something. And we have Nebula. Hey, Brian, I don't know if we said hello to you yet. You might have been out trying to get some more eggs for cornbread. But yeah, Nebula or spacing, definitely something. And we've got Lesby Rockin here as well. Good to see you. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. We've got Caramel.
All right.
I hate to say it, like a lot of times when I'm in the desert and parched and like, I've run out of water, like Brian was saying not to do during their last live. A lot of times I do see, like, oh man, that looks like strawberry slushy. Like that looks like a
Yeah.
margarita. Oh,
The hallucinations are strong when you're
yeah.
parched.
The hallucinations are strong with this one. Yeah. And so I'm trying to remember, do we have, I think we do have another one. So thank you, Sirax, a lot. And here we go. I think this might have been our last submission.
It was. Yeah, it came in just a touch under the radar, but it's okay. The person contacted me before, so oh yeah, Turtle contacted me before, so it's okay. But what a fantastic cab. How perfectly round it is, polish is great, and the kind of scene that you can see here, you can almost kind of envision a few different things there. And with like that kind of land meets or the sky where you kind of see the skyline going. And so this was really well done. Great cab.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw this one come up and I was really glad I wasn't voting. Because well, so how many votes do I get? Yeah, this actually was, like you said, impressive on the counts of not only meeting the criteria of finding something really interesting in your rock. This like reef, I'm
Yeah.
there. I have been to this place, and with the water there in the background, like you've got like all these different hues of blue, like the breaking waves.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah, it
really, really
reminded me
took
a
me
lot
in.
of like a big rock you would see sitting right on the edge of the water with all the shells and seaweed and stuff all over it, or something along those lines with the water in the background. I mean, here on the coast, you get a lot of that, and yeah, I was
Yep.
there for it.
Right? And you've got like the cirrus clouds above with, the sun going down. So it's just painting those cirrus clouds a different, color. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, this one kind of rang my bell. And then again, like you said, the fact that it's a perfect shape.
yeah,
Which is like, and we talked about this last week, shapes
yeah,
make rocks get smaller
yep.
somehow.
Somehow.
So, hey, Lisa's in the house. So good to see you, my dear. I hope that you're feeling better. And we are just going over some of the candidates for the competition over there in the Discord for the cabochon contest. And if you look in the upper left-hand corner of this slide, you will see that the material that this was taken out of also wants to be that same diorama. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
holy, I would have a hard time cutting this up, and I have an easy time always wanting to cut things up.
yeah, yeah. That's great. The ability to cut multiple cabs that are kind of capturing the same essence out of one slab is awesome.
Yeah. And so kudos to this one. And I think that does bring us to a close for our cab contest. But I want to thank everybody that partook in making the cabs, and a huge congratulations to those of you who jumped out of your comfort zone and tried something for the first time. And that
Yes.
actually includes Ma, because she said that that was her first triplet.
Oh yeah. A lot of
And
firsts in
so
this.
yeah, and really and congratulations to you, Caleb Jahick, Freeform Lapidary, because I'm going to have to try to figure out which one I'm going to name you also.
Okay.
For incepting this whole contest and then being the inspiration for these people to kind of jump out. So
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. I was really happy with the turnout. I believe we had 10 submissions in all, which was actually more than what I was kind of expecting. We do see people post their work and their cabs in the server, but it's not always a big gauge of like how much interaction you'll get with the contest. And I'm not new to these contests. I've done them in other places in the raw community online before. So this is kind of taking a simplified version of those and trying to apply it here. And really thank you all for coming and just participating in any way that you did. This was a lot of fun, and you guys instantly in the first month made it worth the effort to put together. So thank you so much.
Oh, that's so cool. So yeah, y'all gave back to Jahick. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that's one of the best ways to be grateful is to interact, right? And so
Yes.
yeah. So that's no pressure to take part in the next one.
Nope. Just if you want, come do it. It's just for fun. The only prize is getting to choose the next one. Just come have fun with it. Doesn't matter if you're entry level or you've been cabbing for 30 years. Just come have fun with it. That's all.
Awesome. And Mutt just popped up in the chat. If you haven't subbed up yet, you need to go over to Jahick's new channel. That is Freeform Lapidary. He's got a wonderful beach hunt actually already up there for you to hit. And then what have you got on the horizon for your channel?
I've got some more rock hounding ventures that I'm going to go do this weekend. I've got 2 days planned to go out and take you guys along for a couple more spots that I know about locally.
Oh, can we
Um,
really go along?
Come make the trip. I'll bring you along. Um, the geology of our area gives us a lot of different things to look at in different zones, and so there's some really unique things that come out of this area. And so I'll bring you along for some of that. There'll be a little bit more lapidary things coming up as well, as far as maybe just some slab to cab kind of stuff and some equipment things. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all. I'd just like to thank you all right now for the ones who have come and support me already. You guys have made it an amazing experience as my introduction to YouTube. And more will be coming soon.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah, we're really looking forward to the content. The first video was really good. Like kind of like those first cabs,
Yeah.
way better than some of the cringiness that some of us have experienced starting our YouTube channels. And so, yeah, we're really super grateful to have you on board the YouTube train so that none of us ever get bored.
I'm happy to be here. And thank you so much for letting me talk about that here. That's awesome.
Right on. Okay, well, thanks again. Have a great Friday evening, and we will chat with you hopefully over on the Discord soon, eh?
Yeah. Yep. And I'll hit the chat here in just a minute. See you, everybody.
Okay, cheers. All right, and so the first ever Discord cab contest is almost about to close. And so if you didn't catch that, you have until midnight tonight. I don't know if Caleb was really thinking of staying up until midnight to close it or how that works, but go over and cast your votes. You just saw the last of the submissions that just went up, and then before that last week we put some of the other submissions up, and so you can go over there, you can see them all. And then there's a special thread where you can go ahead and see those and cast your votes. And so thank you guys for hanging out for that. And then what we've got for you this evening actually is I believe we're going to look at some. Yep, there we go. We've got some of my drink to the right, and then we also have some slabs that we've been cutting. And you guys, to get to those cabochons, you gotta cut some stuff. And And so we're going to go and look at these guys. And so let's do this one. First of all, I want to thank Ma. Her name's coming up a whole bunch. Oh, thank you, John. That is so sweet. Let me go ahead and do this. Awesomeness. Yeah. Huge thanks to Caleb on the first cab creation contest over there on the Discord. Please come over and take part in that. And thank you so much, John, for the wonderful contribution. Perhaps one of these cab contests, I'll go ahead and drop that on some material so that we can all take part. And so what I've got going on over here on the deck is part of the impetus of why I have had to cut so much recently, is that I wanted to make sure to get some slablets going for Ma. And she had sent me, we got to see some of this last week. Here was our, we kind of thought that this might be a coyote or a wolf chasing a rabbit or a piglet. I'm not entirely sure. Let me get this stuff wet. This is some of the flint that comes out of the Ben Holmes situation, and he has been really, really generous. I believe I'm expecting a box of this soon, and the Ohio flint is off the Richter. Interesting. I'm gonna get this wet because it gets even more interesting. Hold on. Okay. So it gets a little bit more technicolor. Look at that. I mean, what's also really interesting about the flint material, those of you who cut this, it does light up. I mean, you know, that whole flint fire making situation is a thing. And so we've got this incredible breccia and then the sedimentary layering of the material that is just so interesting in all the different pieces. And so I just wanted to show off some of the slices because the comparison of the different material is really interesting to me. And I believe that there's going to be even more of this flint, like I said, coming my way. Little Piggy running to his flint house from the big bad wolf, right? I mean, there's a whole story. And like, I stopped there because I saw that and I was like, oh no, I have to cut you. And I'm having a hard time wanting to not keep that little scene together. And so I might have to cut that on the 20-inch saw so that I can get like the full cut, because my 10-incher won't do that one. And keep it as is. And so I might have to sacrifice like that much of the stone just so that we can catch that scene, because that is so cool. And so here's some of the other material though, and a lot of it is looking on the gray side, but there's a lot of color that happens in this material as well that I was pretty amazed by. We've got, I still think it looks like a mutated sea dog chasing a sea turtle blowing bubbles. Yeah, I mean, I see that too. It's just fantastic. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. 53 watching, 35 likes. Come on, folks. Show some love. You know, I appreciate the love very, very much. You guys know it helps the YouTube algorithms, but I understand if you are just, you swooped by and you're like, wow, rocks, and just settled in. So believe me, I understand. And so I'm gonna, actually, I need to get this water up here. I fear always like dumping this on my keyboard, but you know, this is actually some of the, you know, that sea turtle and wolf chasing a little bit up closer. One of the things that I think is really interesting about this material, you can see the quartzy parts. And at the same time, do you see how quickly it's drying? Like it's fairly silicified, but it it shines up so much better than it seems like it should because it's also a thirsty stone. And so, it's silicated enough, but pretty good performer for how, I guess, porous then this material should be, considering how quickly that is flowing out of it. Something that I was going to get it wet right away, but we should probably see the druzy bug first. Ma hates those. We had some little bit of saw chatter going on there. You can see like a little saw lump there. So another thing about this flint is wicked hard. It throws sparks and it's so hard. This is just like a total mouth. And so, Mr. Turtle Montana, welcome in. It's good to see you. Did you miss yourself? We were just showing off your cabochon, and was asking about the next subject. We'll see. We'll see if anybody else pulls a surprise in the voting. Couldn't be a turtle. I haven't done any below for 10 years. I see what you're saying there. Blowing the bubbles. I got it. And I cut this part of it open before that wolf turned into a wolf. And look at what that breccia decided to do. I'm going to get this wet while I'm catching up on the chat. Oh, we got a platypus. I love that. Yes. I think you said something about a platypus before. Look at that. That doesn't have any of the pink in it, but how joyous is that breccia? I wonder how close this is going to be willing to get. That's pretty good. My camera is performing pretty darn well tonight. I'm wondering what's wrong. Something's got to be wrong. So we're also looking for some candidates to put underneath the MicrOzone if we've got time. But that was one of the rocks that, or actually two of the rocks that that Ma had sent to get cut. And so we're working on that. We're just chipping away. But also she sent one that doesn't look like one of these things, doesn't look like the other. So trying to lose stuff here. We've got this guy. And this one is totally different. And so I also was looking at some of the work that Ben has been doing, and like all the pieces that he was showing me are different from the ones that I have been seeing already. And so this stuff has serious like faces that are so varied. It's amazing. Look at this stuff. Will you look at that? So again, drying very quickly, but so silicified. And you can see like this one has a smiley face. If you guys are like into, having group hallucinations, look at my little furry alien kid or whatever this is. But I opened this one up and I was like, no way, this is so cool. And so I really like the kind of stripy, striated stuff is amazing. And it's got all of these different color ombres going through it as well. We've got green, we've got purple, we've got mauve, we've got blue, we've got, like different earth tones that are, all the warm shades and all the cool shades as well. It's just ridiculous. And oh my gosh, I'm really behind on the chat. So we'll look at that for a second. You can see I still have some meat on the bones there to cut up, but I mean the stuff before I hit the eyeballs like all had some interesting stuff going on too. Is that really Flint or Jasper agate or what is what Jeff is trying to ask, and I don't think that Ben is in the chat, but Mr. Turtle Montana is saying it's just agatized shirt. Well, whatever it is throwing wicked good sparks. And it is gorgeous. I can't believe it. It's just top shelf. Flint is just heat treated church. So we're having geology wars in the chat. I love it. And I'm sorry. I'm like trying to scroll up to catch up with you guys. There's kind of slight chemical differences and crap 15. Rick Smith. That's great. Yeah, I mean this stuff is just incredible, and this was gifted, and so I'm sorry, Rick, I can't throw this crap at you, but I hope that some folks are able to provide the community with some more, because I mean this is just downright inspiring, as I was talking about before with the cab contest. Sorry about my nails are all shaggy from cutting and doing the the cabbing machine. We were talking about how we need to tape our fingers, you guys, and trying to preserve nails and skin and stuff like that. I don't know what can you guys commiserate? I almost dipped that into my kombucha. That would be bad. Look at that. Like I said, the striations are so interesting in and of themselves. There's just a lot of activities going on in this stuff. But I can't wait to do something with these eyeballs. And I can't wait to cut some more. This is the kind of material that you have a hard time stopping the cutting part, because you just want to get to the next, like, what's around the corner? That next piece is going to be so excited. Oh my gosh. And so whatever it is, it's my favorite rock, right? Churflingate. Churflingate. I like it. Bear, I think that's what it should be. I think it should be from here on hitherforth. Churflingate. Churflingate. It can be like chalcedony. Like nobody can even really know how to say it. Churflingate. All right. And we've got Jahik here, whom we also don't know what to call. It's commonly referred to as Flint. My Flint Napper friend knows the material and the area it's found. So a lot of so's. And so yeah, it's good stuff. It's fantastic. And sorry about that, Rick. Yeah, this is a gift. And so I can't hardly be parting with this so much. And I'll admit I can't wait to devour it like it was some kind of like box of truffles. It's gonna be burning up my wheels here really quick. And Cliff, good to see you. Second Friday, I've caught your show. I'm up in Central Oregon. You've got me all excited to hound the coast. Yay. Really like the show. Thanks, Cliff. All right. Well, welcome in, Cliff. It's so good to see you too. And you know what? I love coming out your way too. Central Oregon and Eastern Oregon. I don't know. If I didn't live here, I would be there. I love this whole state. And so I do hope that you get a chance to do some hounding over here on the coast. And then also we have another video coming up very, very soon that is another surprise hound expedition that we literally stumbled upon. We did not know we were going rock hounding on the beach this certain day, and we did. And so that is coming up. Um, I whoa, what? I'm glad I got some before y'all buy out the supply. Oh dear. Yeah, that could happen, I guess, huh? And we've got Jennifer over here. It's good to see you, Jennifer. It's been a second. I have spent a lot of time staring at my flint tumbles. Yeah. And oh man, I'm trying to remember what our guest was on the Rockhound podcast. We had a guest, shoes. That had a bunch of this flint, and I was like seriously so blown away. She's a geologist. Who am I thinking of, you guys? I'm just having a moment here. And she showed us a bunch of the flint, and I was like, I need some of that. It's like candy. And every piece that she was pulling out had the different designs and the different colors. So yeah, it's an experience, definitely. Rick, I would share, but I would. And so yeah, so we've got the Flint success. We know why they were the Flintstones for sure. And I also wanted to bring forth this. I guess I'll do this guy first. This is actually from the thumbnail. I cut in half one of my little blue beds, and these guys are not doing so good underneath this particular light. This very cold light. It's mostly the cold light from our microscope over there. But this is some of the blue bed material over from Richardson's Rock Ranch, and I love harvesting the agate out of these because they can be so fancy. And so this one was definitely not a disappointment. I think the actual superstar, oh no, there it is. And they change so much through the egg. Like you can see, this is like some water line that has like a little fire, a teardrop on fire there in the corner, like a little massive attack situation there. Let me turn it over. See if that helps at all. I mean, some pretty neat things. Again, if we're talking about, making cabochons, stuff that you find in your cabs that you can do some framing on. And when these are backed, one of those things about the doublets and the triplets, you see the color of the banding way better. These are some pretty intense pinks and blues from the blue bed, and then we've got some really cool moss sitch going on in there as well. So these are going to be really fun to create from. Looking very deep. Oh, and this is actually a question that I wanted to ask when Caleb was still on, and Jaya Caleb. Nice one, Rick. I just looked over and saw that. We have preferences as to what the thickness of our cab wants to be. And I think, oh, Jennifer wants that scoped. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that over in the MicrOzone zone, and we will take a trip here in a moment. Thank you very much for suggesting that. You guys keep me honest. I'll stay on track as long as you guys are helping me. But in a lot of cases, I try to keep it very calibrated. Like, I'll go for a certain thickness. Ever since having the cab machine, I've been going thicker, if I'm being honest, because it gives you a lot more room when you're just grinding down. It seemed like this is going to seem totally counterintuitive to you guys, but when I was doing flat lap cabbing, I would cut them thinner and I had a lot more control. On maybe it's because it goes so much slower, but I could cut them thinner and I could get a little bit more out of the cab, I think. Now that I'm on like the cabbing machine, gosh, that one's gonna be so neat when it gets polished. There's like a whole storm. There's a storm in there and mountains and stuff. Sham wow. And it's like raining. Anyways, I distracted myself. And so there, it would be interesting to hear what people's preferences are when they cut, what kind of thickness, and then when you buy something, what thickness do you anticipate or desire? Because I think it's interesting. This is just the end cut here, but it actually, I keep on wanting to dip this into my drink, and I really should not. And you can see this one's really thin and it has a little less color, and the ones that were headed out towards the ends of the agate or the egg yolk actually got darker. And so I think that's a pretty interesting thing, that some of these really are reliant, like they get better towards the ends, and yet if you were just to cut it as a specimen, you would miss out on a lot of what the agate had to offer. I feel like there's one more piece that belongs to that and I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I do have another piece. There's the other piece that belongs to that one. I'm trying to hide pieces from myself. I'm probably going downstairs to, oh, it's underneath the microscope. I'm going to be cutting probably right after this is over. Now, just to nail home my point there's like another thickie, but when we're doing earrings, a lot of times we like to go thinner. That one's a little bit thinner. This is some moss agate from the Maury Mountain. Oh, and I went really thin because, again, when you're hoping to do earrings, you don't want them to be too heavy and you want the light to be able to come through. And so there's that. I'm wondering if this is going to blow everybody's. Oh, wow. There's a happy medium. How long have I been muted? Yep. There we go. There's a happy medium where you don't want to go too thick and you want it thick enough so that there's meat on the bones if you're going to make a cabochon. You can see that I didn't even finish because it was time to get going for the podcast. And so there's one that's gonna happen, and it's quite a bit thicker than the earring stone that I've got going on there. And so different things, but I did the moss agate to show what the variation was for some of these Oregon moss agates. I mean, look at how crazy this is, much more brown. There's yellow ochre, there's reds, of course. It just goes all over the place. I think this one there, I know that there's some red in this stone. I don't know if I got to any of it yet. There's some, but this is all just Maury Mountain, and it's pretty. Let me show you where we're getting cut into. That's where we're going. So we've got some greens. We've got a lot of yellow ochre, but it's going to get into some reds. And then we've got patches of fortification on that. That will be pretty darn cool. And it's going to just fortify more. This is what the outside looks like. So you can see there's like definitely red tinges in there. We're gonna dive into some pretty colors and plenty of the green. And look at the bots. I guess we always need to see some bots. There's so many bots on the Maury Mountain stuff. And so, yeah, that's going to be a fun one to get into. Even on this one, we've got some mini bots, some Kerezes going on this side. And actually, when you get to this part, you know, all of you cab cutters, all of you slab cutters, sometimes it's fun to leave some raw edges. I've done some really neat pieces that have the raw edges left over that are super bot-y. You know, it can lend itself to some pretty neat artistic content. Okay, and so I'm gonna now attempt to get caught up. We've got Bob's Rocks here, a 1/4 inch to 3/8 thickness is my preference. I would say that is right in the sweet spot. Also, Margaret is saying, when I buy cabs, I like higher domes because there are more directions to view it. Truly. And then there's different materials that like just warrant having, you know, a deeper cabochon. And then there's different materials that warrant having a thinner cabochon. Like with the moss agate, if you want to see the light through the back, if you're having a backless thing like an earring, you want to have a thinner, you know, like get that light all up in that stone. It's kind of like making a very shallow pavilion for a faceted stone. You just want that light to come through. If you want to darken a stone, make it deeper. If you've got more interest that's going to be happening inside the stone, like say it's a Schiller sunstone, or you know there's like confetti of something inside, rutile, whatever, then yeah, for sure, make it a deeper thing, especially if it's going to enhance the color. Yeah, LMAOs for not having my poor mic on. And it looks like Mom just got in 3 minutes ago. I am way behind. Wind and crazy fun. Excellent. That sounds like a good time. And I did give away the lotto numbers. Kyle, yeah, I must have hit something. And if I win it, I'll offer free shipping. That's great. And live edge cabs. Yeah. Freeform lapidary, Mr. Whoops, Caleb. Yeah, they're fantastic. And so you can do that with the druzy. You can do that with the bots. And you can even, if you're a carver, you can create things that integrate the bots. Like dragons and octopus and things like that. They just love the bot texture. And so let it go, let it flow. Yeah. And we know who loves big butts, and you cannot lie. We know. And if you guys didn't know, that's my mom. Good to see you all. And we've got Rocky Mountain Bear here. Karen, were you thinking of Krista? Yes. Thank you. Rock and Road. That's the one with the Ohio Flint. Thank you so much. Wow. Rocky, you saved my brain. Thank you so much. You're hired. And remember the potbelly green moss agate. Can I cut on the Lounge Live? Yes, please. Yes. And Ken, we love you, Ken. Thank you for that, Lisa. It's always good to see Ken, even if we don't actually get to see him. And it looked like Jeff was on earlier in the evening saying that those two did a meetup, and I'm hoping somebody was having recorders recording, because I would love to see what a good time that must have been. Jeff and Ken hanging out and meeting up and tossing rocks at each other. How fantastic. All right, and so let's go over to the microscope and get some zoning going on. So we'll oh, we could be better about transitions, couldn't we? All right, so we have the cabochon, or rather the slab is over on the microscope, and we'll bring that up. And oh, you know what would be great is if we had that full screen. Hold on. Let's do this. Boom. And we'll get this into view. Well, yeah, we weren't set up there. We were running just a tad bit late, even just getting to you all on time. Let's get the auto exposure going. There's that. And oh, somebody messed with the camera also. Let's get the glare out of there. But it's already starting to look better. Let's see if we can mess with the camera a little bit. There we go. All right. And so we are seeing here some of the ThunderEgg agate from the folks over at Richardson's Rock Ranch. This is the blue bed material. And I think that, whoa, definitely want to go away from the glare. I'm going to get a nice angle on that. I think we really wanted to see some of this this fun moss. Now, the thing about where we're at with this particular slab is that it's been cut. I put the water on it, but it's going to be ever more beautiful and viewable once we get the polish going. It's going to make you a little dizzy here, guys. There we go. Let's make this upright. We've got some neat rhyolite coming in there with some pretty color. And just wanted to make these guys go upright. Get that wet again. Very cool. Thank you, Betty. Yeah, this it is definitely it has purple on it, and so that's one of the things I think is really interesting about this material, is that when you cut it, you get to see what colors it actually has. A lot of times these ThunderEggs are kept as a specimen, so you only get them cut in half. I mean, look at the array of color that's going on there. All the way up that banding. So all of the water lines going on. I just am rotating around because I really like it this way, where the little meteorites are coming and crashing down. Like those little white strips. I like that a lot. And so this one is definitely going to be getting polished. And once it does get polished, it's going to be pretty darned amazing when we have a chance to see through the material back to some of those other tendrils of mossing that are back there, and we'll be able to see them through all of these, you know, cool array of the banding. So, whoa. Pretty nice. Looks like Chris is going good night. Very Armageddon. Oh dear, buddy. I don't know. I guess you could see like stuff coming down upon you, like the meteors and whatnot. Alien abduction. Yeah, like that would be a very pleasant alien abduction. We can actually probably get. Whoa! Don't go away. A little closer. Put a little of that on so that we can see and get you a little something, something. There we go. Not a bad little ride through that one. um, the ThunderEggs are a really rare treat on account that you have so many possibilities. Every single one is different, and it's difficult to stop cutting when you want to when you want to see what might be happening farther into the stone. And so like I think that it's just something that has to happen. Some people keep them as perfect specimens, and other people have to cut them. And so we'll go ahead and stick one of these pieces of flint on. The thing about the flint is that it does it dries out so darn quick. Let's see if I can do a quick change here. Boom. That I'm afraid that this is, you know, it'll be a little bit short-lived as far as our good views go. And we'll try to keep the glare out of it. But it definitely, you know, it gives you an idea. We might need a little change as far as our, let's see, where am I going here? Get some auto exposure here. Yeah, that's a little bit more accurate as to what we're looking at. And it is interesting to see the, like, what in the world is going on with the colors. So this was a great call. I'm going to go ahead and I wonder if I can minimize myself without losing mic. I hope you guys can still hear. But yeah, let's take a look at, you know, it looks very much like a butterfly wing, the way that the color is composed in a wing. Get that wet again. Yeah, this is, yeah, Lisa, I agree with you. Pretty cool. Oh my gosh. All right. So we'll take a little trip around here for a bit to see what we've got. Wow. So that was a really good suggestion, Ma. I like the suggestion for putting the flint underneath. You can see that most of it is composed of tiny bits of color. How interesting. And it looks like we are bidding adieu to Bob. Thank you for coming. And Cynthia says a neat hack to keep it wet is putting the rock in a container of water. I use a pie plate so it fits nicely underneath the microscope. That's a great idea. And you got the idea from QFD's first video of this season filming in a creek. That's a great idea. So I'll be employing that. And it looks like Linda B is here. Thank you so much. Need to do a trip out there. Yeah. We have many beautiful stones, and then some of these stones are from other places, like this is Ohio Flint. We'll go ahead and take that down for now. What a fun trip. And so you can see that there's a pile of rocks sort of behind me, and those are going to be getting some serious cab happening. The moss agates, we've got the Arizona Rockhound Expeditions stuff too. I think that we'll go ahead and slab some of this and get this underneath the microscope for next time. That's the giving hole blurple. Oh my gosh. And so we've got some really fun things to look forward to. And it looks like a Jackson Pollock painting, right? I love the way that those colors went together too. You could definitely take a painting lesson from the Ohio Flint. Oh my gosh. Oh, that smells so good. I'm such a rock sniffer. I love the smell of wet rocks so much. Yeah, the oranges and yellows and reds and rainbows all over the place. Very, very cool. Yes, and Rocky is also saying, looks like a Pollock. Yeah. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I'll definitely have to be looking at some of that work. Ah, it smells so good. And the blurple is quite amazing. Thank you so much, you guys, for going on a little micro trip with me. I'm compiling a montage of some of the MicrOzone stuff so that you guys can have just the music and just the visuals from the microscope without any impeding, like you don't even get the grid or anything like that around it. It'll just be the visual and some music for you guys. I'm going to plop that up soon. And also have a beach hunt in the editing station right now that I can't wait to release. Hopefully I can get that done by the end of the weekend and maybe pop that up after the live from Julie and Brian on Sunday. And then I do want to take this moment to remember to tell you all that Theo and Alexis will be having a live on Monday. And so I believe that's going to be a live sale. Save some of your cash for, hey, Valentine's Day is coming. Their lives are always an absolute blast and some super fun chaos. And so come over. Theo didn't say exactly what time on Monday he was going to plan on getting started. And so keep an eye out for that news coming through the usual channels. But Theo and Alexis Kellison doing a live stream for you guys with obviously some fabulous rocks, slabs, rough. He was polishing up some ammonites tonight that I got a chance to look at, and they were insanity. And so yeah, keep an eye open for that. Of course, there's also Kyle's lives going on all weekend long, starting tomorrow. And there's Kyle now, lives for everyone. And so definitely go and get your shop on over at Kyle's throughout the weekend. We've been watching some really cool stuff happening from the Tucson Gem and Jewelry Show that has already had its jump start, and the main show is just getting rolling up this week. And so check out what Femme Mechanique Designs. Julie has already put up a video from her jump start, and so too has Dave, Lapidary Dave. And so you can go ahead and check out some of our favorite channels for the latest and the greatest from over there in Tucson. I know that we all wish that we were there and going. I do know that some of the folks out of this very chat are also going to be making their way over there too. And so if you guys have any links to videos and or live streams and or news about what you're going to be presenting, you're welcome to put it into the chat right now for sure. And if anybody wants to share any of those links, that would be great too. And I appreciate all of you guys coming by and hanging out. Uh, I knew you were a rock sniffer too. Oh gosh, you just can't help it. And they have their different, smells. Like the terroir, if you will, is definitely having different notes for each different reason or region, for sure. And yeah, bye bye monies. Yeah, you can kiss all of them goodbye, and it's all for a great cause. And Mr. Turtle Montana is talking about being there next week. And I know that Rufotris Rooted Rockhound was on the way out as well. And then of course Brian and Julie doing their crazy antics. And yeah, it's gonna be it. You're going all the way over to see AZRE, huh? Oh man, am I ever jealous now. I mean, Tucson would be great to go hit, but also hanging out with Julie and Brian would be a super treat too. That's just the cherry on top of the sundae. I'm telling you what. Good night, Jennifer Ship. We're all going to be saying good night, at least from this here live stream. My audio is tripping tonight. Like you guys have been going through like one ear and then the other ear. Weird. Okay. So, I'm going to send you off with some new credits. I would like to thank Ma and JMV Rock, Hounding, and Allison, Prairie Girl Rocks, so much for being the wrenches in the house. And also, of course, Rufotris Rooted Rockhound and Lisa. Thank you so much for being wrenches and helping everybody out. I'd like to thank all y'all for coming and hanging out and lending your ideas and your whys and having a great time in the chat. I'd like to thank everybody over there on the Discord for being there, and everybody especially who took part in the last cab challenge. You have until midnight tonight to vote on the cabochons that are in January's challenge, and then we're going to roll into a whole new challenge for February. So exciting. So go over and be part of our rock family over on the Rockhound Roundtable Discord. Go check out all of the fun live streams all weekend long, new videos, all the good stuff that is dropping. And I will cheers to you. Cheers the Steinkerns, to your health, to keeping warm, to having great rocks, to loving what you have and what might also be on the horizon, learning new things and singing new songs. I love y'all. Oh, turtle. All right, what do we have here? Gotta ring that bell one more time, right? Why did the Mexican take anti-anxiety pills for Hispanic attacks? Oh my gosh. Appreciate that. You are the best rock family in the whole wide world. I can't wait to see what y'all get in Tucson and are sharing throughout the community all weekend long. So pop your stuff up and out there. Thanks again, Mr. Turtle Montana, for the support. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being members of the channel. I really appreciate your thumbs ups and your comments in the comments. All that stuff really helps out the channels. You guys are the best. And so I will leave you with the sunset. That is fantastic and glorious, just right around the corner. Be alive, everybody. And we can't hear me.
Yeah.
Let's start over again. Are you here? Am I here? And we can't hear me. Let's start over again.